Hey guys, what's up? General Tony here. So today, I was going to bring you a different video, but I decided to change my mind, and I decided to bring you this, what I'm going to show you right now. So this is basically goblins or barbarians. I was playing and raiding as usual, just farming, and I thought to myself, everyone uses Barch when farming, so what is the point of having goblins inside of the game? I mean, you're never going to use them in war. You're never going to use them when trophy pushing, so if you're not going to be using them when farming, then what is the real point of goblins? So I said to myself after that, why not try using goblins and then barbarians and see which is better, and then try using them both at the same time. So what I've done so far is I've raided with goblins, archers. I've raided with barbarians, archers. So I've got Barch and Gorch, or Gorch. And then we're going to have barbarians, archers and goblins. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the first raid which I done in the attack log. Which was the, what was it? It was the Barch, okay? I did chuck in a couple of hogs there as well, but they were just from the clan castle. So I'm going to show you this raid first. So this was the Barch raid, and there is a lot of loot here. When I was carrying this raid out, you can pretty much see that I just done the standard, placing some of the barbarians around the base and then following in with archers, just to try and pick up as much loot as possible. As I was carrying out this raid, I realised that having goblins instead of barbarians inside of this particular base, I think would have benefited me, for the simple fact that these collectors aren't outside of the base. They're kind of in, so you need something fast to get inside of there, and then the archers could be a distraction. Or maybe using barbarians and goblins, but barbarians are very slow, so you need something a little bit faster. I wasn't able to claim all of the loot, but I did get a great amount of it. I got, I think, 3, 4, 5, 600,000 loot, something like that, which isn't bad. It's very good, actually. But if I had goblins, I think I would have been able to claim every single piece of loot inside of his collectors. I think I left like this one at the bottom here or something like that. But I tried my best to collect all of it. So this is just barbarians and archers. So we're going to go ahead and speed this up just as the final few seconds are closing. And I decided to send in those hogs just so I could pretty much claim that bit of dark elixir there. So as you can see, I left 61,000 loot from gold on the map and 75,000 elixir. They were all pretty much inside of the collectors. And still 2,000 dark, of course, but some of that was inside of the storage itself. So the second raid which I done was completely different. It was the goblin and archer raid. And this completely changed my mind of what I thought previously. I used goblins here and they done absolutely terrible. They didn't really even manage to get anything. So if you see here, they got a little bit of the loot. I mean, I could have done twice as good if I had barbarians in their place. So this just continuously leads me to think that goblins are the most pointless troop inside of Clash of Clans. I mean, no one's going to use them. No one ever really does use them. I've never seen anyone really farm with them. Unless they're new to the game and they think, oh, goblins are fast and they're good troops, they're different. They're going to use them to farm. But once they start to get into the higher tier leagues, they're going to realise that goblins are pretty much the most pointless troop you could possibly have. So there we have it. I didn't even manage to collect all. I didn't even manage to get that elixir collector on the outside of the base right there. Look, I did not manage to get that. All the other collectors didn't even manage to clean that one up. If I had barbarians, I would have cleaned that entire base up so much better than what happened there. It would have been so much more optimal if I had barbarians in their place. So I'm going to give them one last chance. Right now, we've got barbarians, archers and goblins. It's pretty much an equal mix of everything inside of our camps. And I'm going to see how they do now. So let's go ahead and find a raid. Now I want something with a lot of loot, so I'm going to try and find something with maybe 400,000 or 500,000 plus. We also have a few wall breakers within our camps as well, so they will be coming along. The Barbarian King, I think there's a few troops in the clan castle maybe, and a couple of spells. So let's go ahead and try this out. Alright, so we're struggling to find a base with a massive amount of loot, and we've landed on this. This has 100,000 near enough of each, which is good enough to be honest for now. This is kind of just a test, so I'm not really bothered about how much loot I'm actually gaining. I want to see if they're able to take out all of the collectors easily, if it's not going to cause any problem. So as I said, we've got 50 barbs, 105 archers, 43 goblins, 6 wall breakers, king, 1 lightning, 2 rage. We're not going to use the spells. So we're going to stick to just taking out the collectors. So that one's obviously on the outside. So we're only going to need to chuck in some archers just to take that off. But you can see here that quite a few are on the inside of the wall. So it is going to be a little bit harder. Let's just chuck in some of those. Use a couple of barbarians as some little distractions. Sorry about that. So we're going to break those walls. And then just send in a couple of goblins. Let's see how they do. Bear in mind, I haven't really upgraded my goblins. They are only level 3. So that could be a problem at the start. Oh, no. Oh, I just sent in those wall breakers. Luckily, I didn't send in all of them. So we're going to send in the rest of those goblins there, just to try and clear some of that out. Use the barbs as a distraction. I'm going to do the same here. Send in the rest of the barbarians here. Some archers as well. And they're pretty much cleaning the base up quite nicely. Obviously, the defenses on this base are rather low. Let's just send in some goblins there. See how they do. Obviously, the hit points on them isn't too good, but they seem to be cleaning it up all right. I think if we have a more higher level goblin army, then obviously they're going to be doing a lot better. But they've pretty much cleared out all of the collectors here inside of this base quite easily. And it has been, the base itself isn't hard, but the base layout wasn't the easiest to take all the collectors. So it hasn't been too bad, actually, to be honest, using this strategy of the barbs, the goblins, and the archers. Obviously, I need to upgrade the barbarians. Barbarians? What am I talking about? I need to upgrade the goblins, but they just got absolutely wiped out there, so... Alright guys, so we're back at base, and I want to know your opinions on goblins. So mine are only level 3, of course, and if you look here, they're basically half of what they could be at level 6, so they could have double of what they could have. But even with double of the amount of goblins, say I had twice the amount of goblins added on top of the other troops I had inside of there, I still don't think that they would have done that great. Goblins just seem like a pointless troop. You're going to get people come along who say, yeah, you could use goblins to lure out the traps or lure the clan castle, but no one does that. They'll say that, but they won't actually carry it out and do it. I guarantee you no one brings 2 or 3 goblins to test for traps or anything like that. If anything, the only troop people use to test for stuff, like myself, if I want to lure out a clan castle, is a hog, because a hog rider can jump over the wall. So a hog is better than a goblin and has a lot more health. So why would you use a goblin when you could use a hog rider? Goblins, they go for the loot. If the loot's open, then yeah, they take it quickly. If it's not, like it never is really, to be honest, unless it's in collectors on the outside. But even if it's in collectors on the outside, you could just use Barch to collect them like everyone does. In my opinion, goblins are going to need something done, to be honest. They're either going to need more damage per second and or even more hit points. Maybe both of them. The cost of them is pretty good, like, to be honest. It's very cheap, which is why people may use them. But then they give it 30 seconds training time, which puts a lot of people off. I think I would use goblins if they were given a 15-second training time as less than... They need to be given less than barbarians. And maybe increase the price of them or something like that. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching as usual. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Share and favourite with your friends if you can. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily Clash of Clans videos. Stay tuned for many more to come. Peace out.